hat straight. It's a cat hat, yeah? Anyway, so you'll have seen the shot where I've broken basically all of my cars through one thing and another. And the parts came and I'll get you sorted and this, that and the other. And a good friend said to me, he said, why don't you run Kyle's car? Because if the parts hadn't arrived in time to fix my SO2, my plan was to run Kyle's car. Now, Kyle's my son and he's been running a Yokomo CAL 3.1. Now, we then had a quick discussion because I said, I don't want to run that. And my mate said, well, have you ever run Kyle's car? And I said, yeah, I've run it in a straight line, so I know it goes up and down in a straight line. All tracking's all right, and I know it stops and starts, and I know it steers when you turn left and right. And my mate said, quite rightly, he said, but he crashes quite a bit. Is there something wrong with the car? And I said, I don't know. So, this week, 1 week only, we are going to run and sort Kyle's car. So what is in Kyle's car currently? So Kyle is running a Yokomo CAL 3.1. Now, this came to me as a bit of a deal. So I only picked it up for, I think it were around £100. And it was literally bought because I wanted Kyle to run a Yokomo. I was having such good success for it with my SO2. I wanted him to move away from the B7 because I figured this might be a bit more of a stable platform for him. So I'm no longer worrying whether or not the car's going in a straight line or doing something silly. I know it's him or not him, if that makes sense. I don't know what's in the shocks. Not a clue. I don't actually know what's in the diff, although that was rebuilt the other day. The gearbox was rebuilt the other day because when he was last racing with us, he stripped a spur gear, which is quite rare, really. But again, I don't know how old this gearbox is. It might never been serviced, might never been changed. I just don't know. So that was done a bit ago. But as to what oil's in the diff, not a clue. Now, subsequently, after this weekend, this has had a full strip down and a rebuild. So I now know what I'm running in the oils, the shocks. I now know what I'm running in the diff. I just can't remember off the top of my head. That's because I've just rebuilt my SO2. Anyway, the point being is I was going to run this and somebody said, well, are you going to change all the electronics? And I said, no, I'll just run it as is. And I'm not going to plan... I don't want this to sound arrogant. I'm not going to plan for me to do as well as I would do with my car, because obviously my car's faster than his car. And that's not because the car's any quicker, it's just the electrics are in it are a bit better. So Kyle is currently running. You'll have to excuse the wiring because, you know, yeah. Anyway, he's running an old Hobbywing 1060 ESC, which is perfectly sufficient for what he needs. There's a couple of tweaks you can do to it here and there, but it isn't anything like as complicated as the ones we run. I forget the name of them. I'm useless at all this stuff, aren't I? The XR10 Pros and the XR10s and the Elsarans and things like that everybody runs. We just don't need that. You just need it to be able to stop, go, maybe a little tweak here and there, but nothing major. And that's married to a 13.5 turn motor. And this motor has been around a while as well, because this came on the original B6 that I started all this shenanigans with. And I don't know how old it was when I received it from them. Anyway, let's put it on the track and let's see how we get on with it. Again, remember, I'm not expecting miracles here. So starting third and the grey and white car, let's go. We're off. Nice, steady. Oh, I'm almost up the inside. Just tagged that guy's back wheel. Hindering too much, so I don't feel too guilty when I'm watching the replay now, but yeah, through to second, over the ripples, up onto the tabletop, down the steps, and away we go. That is flat out. We are going no faster than that. That was top speed. Now clearly I haven't got enough poke now to clear that little double, so I've had to roll it every time, but No dramas. Over the ripples, up onto the tabletop, down the steps. Really neat and tidy. Granted, it doesn't look quick because it's not quick, but certainly steady. Yeah, nice, neat, tidy. Over the double, just enough power to clear the double. Not too much, not too little. It's the Goldilocks race. Down the corner. Again, inch perfect. Keep a tight line. Double bounce. Over the kicker. Over the kicker. Just about clear that. Round the hairpin. Honestly, I was having a whale of a time with this. I'm not forgetting I am in second place up against an all singing, all dancing Schumacher that's ran a bit wide there, and he's fluffed it, and that is me through into the lead. Over the kicker. Guy's chasing me though. Guy stood on my left hand shoulder there. A face of focus and concentration. Down the steps, nice and tidy. Round the corner. See, he's got a quicker car, he's gaining time. Over the double, but I can keep nice tight lines. Nice tight apexes. Don't leave the door open. Can't get up the inside of me. No. Got to make it clean. Shut the door on the apex. Cross to there. And he's fluffed it. Trying a bit too hard. And another car's crashed. I love this car, it's brilliant. So we're through into first place. We've got a predicted 17 and a 306, which is a solid qualifier. Really good apexes again. Mark's trying to gain place back on me, so that's him at the hairpin, but he's decided that he wants to park there, and that's allowed me to just steadily progress away from him again. Down the steps, no dramas. Flat out through the big sweepers there. Over the double, over the kicker. This is turning into a lovely drive, as Max Verstappen would say. It's been just lovely. Up the steps. I think 13.5 is where it should be. Now I did keep messing with the settings, and every now and again it'd turn up a little bit, but when I put the car down it just wasn't fast. And we did mess a little bit with the pinion because, you know, racers being racers, we can't help but tinker with things, but look how neat and tidy that is. It's just, yeah, spot on. The car's going so well. Considering all the stress that we have with our high performance cars, this has just been a top day. I mean, there's carnage in front of me. The yellow car was moving out of my way. Well, that's one way to do it, thanks buddy. A little bit over dramatic, but you know, there's another upside down car, and there's a car in between. He's in the trench in no man's land. Poor guy. Over the ripples, down the steps, and just quietly get on with it. Coming up to almost 4 minutes now. Pop another lap in. Is anybody near me? Guy's through into second place somewhere with a face of concentration. Hope he's doing alright. Meanwhile, we're down the steps, just round the corner. Over the little double, over the kicker. We've got less than 40 seconds left. Onto the top, across the start and finish, over the ripples, tabletop, steps, and around the corner again, round the sweeper again we go. Lovely lines. I wish I could drive the other car this well. Over the double. It's just been mega. 1 minute and 20 left. Sorry, less than 20 seconds left. Will I get a victory lap in? Lovely line there. So not necessarily fast, but on a track like this you don't necessarily need to be the fast, especially when there isn't a big long straight here. Sometimes we don't go up that kicker, we go all the way to the end, don't we? And this particular, how they've got the layout, is just perfect for this. And that's it, just cruise to the line. Over 10 seconds ahead of my nearest rival, and over the ripples for the win! That's been mint. After last week's DNF, that is mega. What a good do. Okay, let's cut in here just before the end and summarise. So, that was a win. And it's the calmest drive I've ever had for a victory. The car was super stable, super planted. Something I forgot to mention earlier, there's no anti-roll bars in this. It's the most basic of basic. And the car just went round the track. I wasn't trying to light the wheels up because I couldn't. There wasn't enough power. So it wasn't understeering. Every apex, the car hit basically every apex as good as I'm ever going to hit them. And it drove flawlessly. I think it will benefit. It would be better. Now I'm recording this and I've given it a service. It would be better again because the oil in the shocks is a little bit better. Or at least I know what it is now, so it's very similar now to my SO2. But the point being is, it was slow, it was predictable, and I gotta be honest, guys, I had more fun on the night racing this than I have in 12 months racing the other ones, trying to go fast. I think mentally, because I knew I couldn't go fast, it forced me to just concentrate on having a good time, driving the car, trying to hit apexes and lines as opposed to where'd you put the power on, or coming out of this corner right, or do this or do that. It really forced me to just drive the car, and I've had a whale of a time with it. So much so that I'm very tempted to change my SO2 to a 13.5 turn motor or a 17.5 turn. I'll go even slower because this car was up against 6.5 turn motors in that race, but it performed flawlessly. I mean, you draw your own conclusions and leave comments in the notes below, but I genuinely have had a whale of a time with this. It's been mega. And the tyres are fine because it's not trying to put stupid amounts of power through the tyres. These will do another week easily. They'll do another 3 weeks, and they were second hand to start with. Thank you, Tony. They were second hand to start with, and I don't think it's used any of the tyres up. It's been genuinely. Speak to any of the lads I normally sit with. Next week I will be back running the SO2, and I will have stress all over my face, and I won't be enjoying it probably. But this has been genuinely a lot of fun. It really has. I recommend, if anybody's taking life a bit too seriously with the racing, go and pick up a cheap car, put a motor in it so there's no expectations on the results at all. You know, if you do well, like I have, I can swan around saying, look how good I am. Or if you do badly, you can swan around saying, well, it's not supposed to do well. So it's a win-win. I'm going to shut up now. Right. And seeing as you can't have good without evil, or somebody has a good night and other people have bad nights, considering how good of a night I had, let's watch the A final, eh?
Okay guys, let's have a nice clean tidy one please. 10 seconds.
Sounds ominous, does that, Michael?
Right, Zach, stand up straight.
Oh, it's carnage already. Look at that car spinning around. Back of the grid, you. Marshall warming up there for what could be a lively final. Wonder if he knows something I don't. Over the kicker for the first time. It's very close. Ooh, Zach just catches a back wheel there. Spins well out, so I think that's Johnny escaping with Zach in second place and Ben in third. Round the sweepers over the kicker for the first time. Let's see where everybody is. That's right, go on Jack. Ben down the steps, nice and tidy. Round the big sweeper at the bottom end. Yeah, going alright there, pal. Over the double, over the kicker. Who are we going to pick up now? Will have to drop in a few places now. He's got quite a bit of work to do, but he should be able to manage that. A man of his calibre. Down the steps, around the sweepers at the top, there's a car crashed out. I think he's made it around, but it's caused carnage with somebody else. Unintentional, obviously, because they don't want to be upside down, but it is what it is. I forgot to set the clock going for the timing, so I've got no timing for this, I'm afraid, guys. So you're going to have to try to track everybody's car, but in all honesty, they all look the same, so I'd never know who's who. You've got an upside down car, you can usually tell that one. Where are we now? There's Will. Is that Johnny and Will? So I assume now Johnny's in first place, Will's in second, and Ben's back in third. I think that's where we're at now. Over the gap, over the kicker, over the kicker, over the double, round the hairpin. The only one really that can challenge Johnny, I think, at the minute is his brother. Over the double, around the hairpin, over the ripples. We've got some slow motion action here. It's awesome to watch. I do believe toys have been thrown out of the pram. And there goes the teddy. Over the kicker again. Come on, Ben. We'll follow you. Who's that? That's Will chasing Ben now. Around the sweeper at the top. Who's this we're picking up now? Ben still holding off Will. Over the ripples. So it's been a lively final. There goes Charlie. I think that's Charlie. Again, everybody's livery is so similar. You all need to work out what livery you're going to run and run something distinctive. It's dead difficult to call out when you're commentating. There goes cheerful Charlie. Running his Yokomo SO3 on the steps, nice and tidy into the big sweeper. Keep going, mate. Around the hairpin at the top, over that little jump, over the kicker. Looking good, mate. Who are we picking up now? That's Will going round. Round the hairpin at the top, over the ripples. A gaggle of 3 cars there together. That's going to be lively. Everybody's so close with times and pace. Everybody ends up running quite close together. But these being the A finalists, they can handle that sort of pressure. Over the gap, round the corner, over the ripples. I think that's, as I say, without the timing, I can't always quite tell where I am. Ooh, the carpet just came up there. That's different. I've not seen that happen. So I don't think that was the car's fault. I think the carpet caught the car. Fetch the glue. There goes Charlie, over the gap, around the hairpin, over the ripples. Go on, mate, down the steps, ring the neck of that SO3. Still looking good. Over the double again. Nice. Tidy lines. Almost as good as mine. I think I run closer apexes here, Charlie, than you with my CAL 3.1. Oh, somebody's parked there. Can't park there, mate. Rescued quickly by the marshal. Bit of an anticlimax after last week's Battle of the Brothers. Over the gap for the last time. Go on, Charlie. Yeah, well done, drivers.